Good morning, Misfits. I think you can hear me. I hope you can hear me. We had technical difficulties a few seconds ago, but we have fixed them, I'm pretty sure. All right. Um, you know, I so I have this, I'll show you. I can show you. Okay. So you see, here's my computer. I have a little mount underneath. I have a little mount underneath my computer, and it keeps it underneath the desk. It like slides under. It has like a little bracket, and I bought this extra memory storage thingy, and it's meant as you can see, the computer's meant to sit on top of it. So the other thing would like dangle. So I was messing around trying to. I used double-sided tape, and I used double-sided tape, and the double-sided tape apparently wore down, and it started dangling. And obviously, when it dangles, it pulls on the cords. And somehow it pulled on the cord. And that's why we had technical difficulties yesterday. And then today, I just moved my little swing arm thing here. And I bumped it, did it again. So 2 days in a row, right before the show starts, I'm unplugging and plugging everything in. All right. Loud and clear now, Mr. Zach. Thank you. MD USMC. Yeah, I think I replayed the show yesterday, and I think you guys had a point about somebody said a few days ago the volume of the show was always low. Now, in my defense, I'm looking at my levels, and it's always in the yellow, but I think I was in low yellow. So I think I'm in better yellow now. So if once again, let's do. You guys are just basically my my assistants. So tell me if volume's good, perfect, a little bit louder, a little bit lower, and I will adjust. But I think I have it set up, and I think I know what I need to do to keep it that way. There's a button on my audio thing. If I put a little mark on it, then it's always going to be where I want it. So. Nothing duct tape and baling twine can fix. That's correct. That is correct. Okay. Good volume and equal. Love it. Love it. I am going to get Sean's, the one that the soundboard that Sean uses, but after taking a very big gamble on Spencer Pratt's rigged election, I do have to hold off on that again. I knew I was going to lose that. It was too good to pass up. Anyway, let's get to the show. All right. So, sore loser. Now, I think that this is my fault because I sent Eli the thumbnail description, and then I put under it, I don't know why I put it into a second paragraph. I go, by the way, I want us to be standing in front of a riot, right? So I think he only read the first one. He's probably reading it and he goes, got it. And then he ignored the second one. But this is good enough. This is good enough, right? Sore losers. Today is TDS Tuesday, and we are talking about people who have TDS. That's the theme of the day. We do a theme of the day on the Daily Breakdown. We also do the Daily Breakdown, where I go on the internet, I type in the word news, and we break it down. So we're going to cover these stories, but we're also going to cover what happened, not even just last night, but yesterday and the day before. I don't know if you guys know this. All right. I could be delivering some breaking news to my audience. Okay? I might be. I hope I am, because if you do believe this, you're kind of silly. Okay? Trump being at the game was not the reason why the Knicks lost. Based on the actions of the fans, I think the Knicks deserve to lose. Right? We'll get to it if you haven't already seen it. After the game, they did what a lot of people thought they would, but hoped they wouldn't. They basically just started rioting. Yeah, and it's like, and I think they would have done that if they won. I think they would have done it if they won, lost, doesn't matter. That's their city now. Their city is It's well, if we just saw Paris after the World Cup game, the soccer game, they did the same thing. There's this go full screen for a sec. There's this pattern, right? There's a pattern. And I think that a lot of times people will just try to explain what the cause of the pattern is, right? And I think they know that they're lying. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're in complete denial, but I think they know they're lying. The pattern is not black people. The pattern is not, it's not, ICE. It's not cops. It's not capitalists. It's not white people. It's not billionaires. It's Democrats. The problem in this country, everywhere you effing go, is it's always happening in Democrat-run cities. It's almost always. Almost every single time. It's either it's either in a Democrat-run city or it's from a Democrat, right? Because I don't know, I don't think the Charlie Kirk assassination in Utah was a Democrat-run city. I think it was definitely a crazy radical liberal. And this is the thing. We have this willful, I'm talking about us, the people who are trying to argue these. We have this tolerance, I think you might be able to call it, where we talk to them and we act like they're just misled. And I said this the other day. I'm done having conversations. We've done this, guys. At a certain point, you need to stop having conversations. I'm not saying you should stop talking. I'm saying you should stop having conversations. Stop treating these people like they are redeemable or that they are just misinformed. They're lying. They're lying. And if they're not lying, prime example, let me give you a prime example, okay? I've actually told you this story before. My brother was a junkie, right? He died of an overdose, obviously. My brother was a junkie, okay? He was a heroin addict, and he was... I liked him. He was a nice person, but he was a thief. He was a liar. He was a junkie, right? And I had this knife. I have very expensive knives. I have very expensive things, right? I like expensive things. And I was missing a $200-something knife. And sure enough, I see my brother, who's a junkie, doesn't have money for a $200 knife. And if he did, he would sell it for drugs. And I see it in his pocket. All right, I see it in his pocket, and I grab it out of his pocket. I literally walked up and I go, Sal, and what the fuck are you doing with my knife? No BS. He goes like this. He goes, I thought that was mine. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I didn't go, oh, please explain to me how you thought that this was yours. That's a conversation. Please explain to me, walk me through this. You walk me through this. That's a conversation. I didn't have a conversation with him about it. I said, you're an effing liar and a junkie and blah, blah, blah. And, my mom and my dad, my other brother, there was a lot of denial and a lot of tolerance throughout his, 10-plus year addiction. He used to be very fat. He lost all the weight, and he had no teeth in his head. He just junkie. There were so many people that wanted to have a conversation with him. I didn't. I drew a red line. I said, if you continue this, I'm not talking to you anymore. Then he stole from my dad, and I went to his work, and I physically, I did something. I I jumped over a pizza. He worked at a pizza place. Didn't care. He stole from my dad for one too many times, and I just went, walked right in, jumped over the counter, started throwing him around, and yeah, no conversations. There is a certain point where I'm done with conversations. All right, I'm done with conversations. Where I think we're done with conversations. I'm not saying you should be done talking, because I'm not talking about getting physical. I'm not talking about getting violent. I'm saying be done with conversations. These people know. They know, and they are liars. They know, and they're lying. They are not misled, misinformed. No, they are effing liars. Treat them like liars. You ever seen a guy who catches his girlfriend red-handed cheating? He's like, what's going on? What do you mean what's going on? Your best friend is inside of her. Why are you asking questions? Let them ask stupid questions. Let them do stupid things. Stop having conversations. And if you're asking, what are you talking about? If we're not having conversations, what do we do? Yell at them. Call them stupid. Call them dumb. Insult. What did I tell you guys before? Miso. Who remembers what? All right, let's see if anybody was paying attention. Let's see if anybody was paying attention the other day. I said I created a strategy for this. Okay? I'm just going to write it down again because I can't find it. But I created a strategy on how to deal with these people. Miso. Right? M-I-S-O. Who remembers what this stands for? Who remembers what this stands for? Miso. Pop quiz. Pop quiz time. Who remembers what this stands for? M-I-S-O. Let's see. I'm pulling up the chat. I want to see how many people are paying attention in my show. And then I will say hello to all of you. All right. Let's see here. Rumble chat. Come on, guys. I know one of you gotta get it. Like the soup, miso. Horny? Come on. I will, if I don't see it, if I don't see any actual answers, I will start giving you clues, or I will go one by one. Okay, you guys, I'm a little disappointed in you. All right. First word, mock. Okay? Mock. What's the next one? Mock. Anyone? Okay, insult. Mock, insult. What are the last two? Come on. Damn, all right. Insult, there we go. Hans got it. Insult, okay. What are the final two? Mock, insult. There we go. Eden's got it. Shame. Mock, insult, shame. And then the last one is sodomize. That is not the strategy. We do not do that. That is not the strategy of Miso. You do not sodomize people. Ostracize. Look. Thank you, Hans J. I knew that there's a delay, so I know you got that. Look, here's the strategy. Mock, insult, shame, ostracize. All right? What does that just mean? That just means, hey, mock. Hey, you're an idiot. If anybody's paid attention to my my social media, what's my favorite word? We're not going to do another quiz of. There's a delay, so it makes it hard. Retarded. Thank you, T. Hodges. You got it. T. Hodges, right there. Mock Amanda Collins, T. Hodges. You guys got it. My favorite word's retarded. All right. My favorite word is retarded because what people are saying is retarded. I'm not going, hey, you know what I'd like to have a conversation. Now, like just yesterday I was talking about how I'd like to have a conversation with somebody every once in a while. Like moderate case, when I see, somebody who I think deserves a conversation. But the vast majority of people, miso strategy, where it's, hey, you're an idiot. You deserve to be shamed. Like the first three letters are kind of the same letter, but it sounds better when you say miso. And then ostracize, get him out of the movement. Say, hey, screw you. All right, you're America first. Fine, F off. Go be America first. All right, you guys stole the title. You're so unoriginal. This is mock, shame, insult, ostracize. You are so unoriginal, you guys couldn't even think up your own name. This little Mexican twink, Nick Fuentes, heard Donald Trump say America first, then he created America first, hijacked it, and pretended it was his own movement. It's kind of similar how the Nazis took the peace symbol, and they were like, we're going to make this suck, right? It's like, that's what happens. That's what they're doing. So mock them, shame them, insult them, and then say, get the out of my tent. That's all. Stop having conversations, right? Because a lot of you're like, I bet you I could change. I'm so smart that I think that I could change their mind. You're not. I mean, you're not dumb, but you are dumb if you think you're smart enough to change the opinions of these people. What is it, Mark Twain? No amount of evidence will ever persuade an idiot. Okay? From my speech at CAM, how do we combat, like, I hate the word anti-Semitism, but it was an anti-Semitism summit, so I used it. How do we combat anti-Semitism in a world where most people aren't motivated by the fact that they actually hate Jews? The answer is you can't. You can't reason the racism out of somebody who's not a racist, right? These people aren't racist. They're grifters. They are acting like racists. They are acting like socialists, like communists. They're NPCs. You ever play a video game and you try to convince the NCP character to have a conversation with you? No, it's pre-programmed responses. You can't have a conversation in GTA 4 with a non-player character. Do you understand? It's pre-programmed. They're pre-programmed. Right? There are other people who are not pre-programmed. You can have conversations with them. But you understand why I'm generalizing. And we're going to take a look here at some of the behavior. But it's so pre-programmed that you can predict it. For instance, I said that, I think it was Spike Lee? Oh, shoot, I don't have that one queued up. It might have been Spike Lee. Somebody was like, Donald Trump, if we lose, it's going to be Donald Trump's fault. It's like, Donald Trump, how? How is Donald Trump being at the Knicks game going to change the outcome? I think it was on here. And Dave Rubin posted, I must not have, yeah. So my bad. I didn't get that queued up. It's fine. I can just explain it. Yeah, but Dave Rubin showed like Donald Trump at the Knicks games in the 1980s. They didn't lose when he was there last time. No, it's not Donald Trump's fault. You people are crazy. You people are insane. You're absolutely insane. But yeah, we got Vibe Killer. So for the record, guys, I was gonna end up I didn't even agree to this, but I would have. I just didn't see the reply. I was actually supposed to, according to Will, cover Will's show today, but I'm actually going to be covering Kevin's show. His mom's going through. Oh, I don't know if I should. Actually, I don't know if I should give any information. He's got something going on. I don't know him well enough to know if I should be putting anything out there. He's not here today, but keep him in your thoughts because we are. And I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine. But yeah, I'll be covering Loud Majority at 3 p.m. Eastern today. And the title for the show later today is going to be Vibe Killer. So if you want to watch that show, it's going to pretty much be very similar to what we're talking about this morning. I will, change up as much as I can. But here's a clip of AOC talking about how Trump's attendance is going to be a vibe killer. And we're going to get to this later in the show because I'm pretty sure it wasn't Trump that killed the vibe. Anyway. All right. That was a pretty long intro. Sometimes we do that, but let's actually do the Daily Breakdown. If you guys never seen the Daily Breakdown before, here's what we do. We break down the news. I go and I type in the word news. We break it down. Jeremy told us Kevin's mom. Okay, so, all right. So somebody in the chat here. Let me, that's, okay, just so I know we can talk about it. Jeremy told us Kevin's mom is having a lung transplant. So, yes, Kevin's mom is having a lung transplant. So, everybody pray for Kevin's mom. I hope everything goes well. I'm sure everything will be fine. And he won't be here today, so I am going to cover for him. I'm supposed to be working, but that's very important. So I wanted to make sure I helped out as much as I can. It's a good thing I work for myself. I am my own boss, so I have to set a shower wall today. So as soon as this show's over, I am going straight to work. I'm gonna freaking stack some tile, kind of come right back, and I will give you the 3 p.m. spot. But yes, everybody, please say a prayer for Kevin's mom. She is going in for a surgery, double lung transplant. It's very serious. That's a very serious operation, and I'm praying that she will come out of it okay, and I think she will, because the power of prayer is real. It is very real. I prayed for my mom when she was sick, and my prayer was answered. I wanted to get a certain amount of time. I got that time. I wanted to get certain things done, like get her into an impossible hospice that was amazing. And I got that done. I prayed that people would help out. They all donated. Last year of her life, there was nothing we could do about her diagnosis, so I didn't pray for a cure. But I prayed for certain things, and I asked my followers to pray for certain things, and those certain things came true because my followers prayed. So if we can do the same for Kevin, that would be great. Appreciate you. Okay. Now, back to the news. The Daily Breakdown. All right. Typed in the word news. This is what popped up. Let's try to have a fun show today. We've had a couple of heavy shows. I'm trying to get back to the vibe of the Daily Breakdown. All right. So, Progressive Nithya Raman Noodles advances to run. Did she? Sons of... All right. Progressive Nithya Raman advances to November runoff against LA Mayor Karen Bass. If you guys are listening on audio, you can't see the smirk on my face. But this, look, I said it yesterday. I forgot to give you the silver lining yesterday when we were talking about this story. Look, the silver lining, and look, I've been one of the unapologetic. The 2020 election was stolen, and I don't care how crazy it makes me sound. And other elections have been stolen. I think that John Fetterman stole the election from Dr. Oz. I think Ossoff stole the election. I think there were many elections. Arizona, Carrie Lake's election, that was stolen from her. There have been some elections that have been so blatantly and brazenly stolen, and there has been fraud that has happened in them over the past few years, or a few election cycles, where I think the Democrats just keep getting away with it. The left keeps getting away with it, so they just keep doing it. And now by the way, I'm saying I believe those other elections were stolen. Other people don't agree with me, right? Like, and I'm like, because I'm one of those people where if my presumption will be that an election was stolen if there are irregularities and then a Democrat wins. That's my standard. I don't need the facts. I don't need the statistics. I don't need anything. I'm not saying that it's 100% definitive. I say I think it was stolen. It's my opinion. I can be wrong. However, when I see any irregularities, for instance, like in Arizona with Kari Lake, when they were like, "Oh, the polling stations are closed," you stole the election. Did they? I don't know, but I'm saying no. I think you did. There it is, right? Like John Fetterman, guy's literally brain dead, and we like him now, right? We like him now, but at the time when John Fetterman was running, you remember that? Do you remember John Fetterman? I don't know why I still have this on the screen. Do you remember when John Fetterman was running? I know we like him now. I mean, he's still a Democrat. He's still a progressive liberal. I don't agree with him on policy. But I do like John Fetterman as far as being a person. I would never want him in the GOP. But John Fetterman was retarded. Not even like in the cool insult way. Like in the actual you're brain dead way. Like, and we watched him beat a doctor. All right, come on, dude. John Fetterman was like, hey, oh, I can't remember what he said. He said so many things. He's literally walking around in a hoodie and shorts. He's a slob. Yeah. And I don't think he won legitimately. I don't think that Katie Hobbs beat Kari Lake. I think they stole that. I think they stole multiple elections from Kari Lake. There were a couple others, but I think that there was a lot of fraud. And I think that the Democrats have gotten away with it so many times where now they have just gone, well, we can just do it. Who cares if it looks like fraud? Like, they, inch turns into a mile eventually, right? And so what I think we're seeing with the election, the LA mayor's election, is they just went, I don't care. I don't care if it looks like fraud. We'll just say it wasn't. We'll just lie. And what did I tell you yesterday? I go, this is a big problem. Right? This is a very big problem because it means that your elected representatives are not afraid of you. They should be. They're supposed to be. They're not. They don't care. At least in California. They don't care. They think that they are so powerful that they can just rob you right in front of your face. And there is nothing you can do about it. That's a problem. And when that becomes a problem, when tyranny becomes policy, rebellion becomes duty. I believe that was the saying. I believe that's one of the founders. This is tyrannical. And now the duty is rebellion. I'm not saying violent, by the way. I said this yesterday. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying go and start stacking bodies. We're not there yet. But we need to rebel. We need to. Your duty at this point is rebellion. And I think the best way to do that, I told you yesterday. All right, do it like they did in Virginia. Go peacefully protest, but wear your guns. All right. But the law in California says, I don't care. So that's the thing. It's like, you have a Second Amendment. You have a constitutional right. I don't care what the law in California says. Have you heard of the Supremacy Clause? Supremacy Clause says you can walk around with your gun. Right? There is a constitutional right to bear arms. You have that right. Now, did some states make some rules and regulations that have criminalized your Second Amendment? Sure. But you could just be like, I don't believe in that. Like, yeah. And if it were me, if I was putting together a coalition, and by the way, we're gonna do we gotta talk about something today. Hopefully, I don't forget. I'm gonna write it down because I got some potentially very big news. Not big, not very big, pretty good. Just writing that down. But yeah, if it were up to me, let's say I was like the leader of, the Misfit Army, I would just say, all right, guys, get 10 of your friends, tell them all to get their AR-15s, their sidearms, and we're all going to wear them just like they did in Virginia. We're going to go to the Capitol and we're going to stand there and we're going to say, here are our demands. Knock it off. Yeah, no. Spencer Pratt advances, or for a multitude of things, right? Every time they create these, these unconstitutional laws, I think that you should just protest with your guns, not use your guns, with your guns. Let me remind everybody what the Second Amendment was created for, right? A well-regulated militia being necessary for the free people of this country, right? So well-regulated mean well-equipped, not regulated by the government. That's what that means. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed due to the fact that a well-armed militia is necessary for freedom. That's the Second Amendment. So a well-regulated militia, a well-armed militia is necessary for freedom in America. Everyone understand that that's what that means? Okay, good. So what would a well-regulated militia do to make sure that America remains free? A lot of people think it means you go and shoot people. No, the right to bear arms. Bear just means wear. Bear means wear. I'm wearing an arms right now. I'm wearing, what am I wearing? Oh, yeah, I'm wearing my bodyguard because I was walking the dog. I like to put my light one on when I'm walking the dog. I'm wearing my bodyguard. All right. If tyranny becomes policy, rebellion becomes duty, and a well-regulated militia is necessary for rebellion. So, if so facto, you wear your guns to the Capitol and you say, hey, don't do that. If you do, we are a well-regulated militia. The Founding Fathers wanted to stop you from doing the shit you're doing. Have I explained this properly? Did I tell anybody to be violent? No, I said don't be violent several times. But I did tell you what the Second Amendment was for. And I did tell you that the government is not afraid of you anymore. And I did tell you how to make them afraid of you. Because they're supposed to be. I'm not saying we should threaten them. They should already feel a threat. If they don't, we're fucking up. Got it? They won't do that there, Zach. Then don't leave it up to them. Who the hell said Californians had to do it? This is the United States of America. United, which means they don't need to be from California. Do you see all the protests going on riots? You see all the riots going on the left? You think all those people are from those places? No. Why is it that they have figured out that if they want to affect change, they can bus people in from other country or other states. It's not illegal across state lines. Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't from where he shot that guy, and I'm not saying that he did anything wrong. I think it was all self-defense. No, you take all the people in the Virginia protest in 2020. They weren't all from Virginia. It was 100,000 people. You think 100,000 Virginians did that? No, it was people from all across the country. And we need a well-regulated, armed, peaceful militia that stands there every time one of these dumb dickheads in some authoritarian sanctuary state pulls some shit to walk up and go, no. That's what you need, maybe, at this point. Do we have the conviction? I don't know. I know how it goes historically if we don't stop it peacefully now. Because what's going to happen is, just like they're escalating, what they are creating is a reactionary, revolutionary, violent army of vigilantes, not a peaceful militia of well-armed patriots. You have peaceful, well-armed, patriotic militia, or you have angry, violent, armed vigilante mob. Which one do you want? I'd rather see, like, the Proud Boys with AR-15s, with Enrique Tarrio telling all of them, I know he's not the leader anymore, but you get what I mean. With somebody telling them, don't shoot nobody, unless obviously they shoot at you, but don't shoot anybody. But let them know we're done. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just reading the tea leaves here. I'm not wrong. There is a third option. I'm not hopeful, but I am cautiously optimistic. Trump can fix this. Maybe. I'm not sure if he can. I don't think one man can fix this. I don't think one administration can fix this. But maybe. If he can do some things and make some laws and change some things, maybe he can plant a seed that long term will correct the problem. It'll be long term. Trump won't be alive when the MAGA movement fixes this country. It'll be decades. But I also believe that it would just start over again, just be a vicious cycle. No, I think the way to fix this is the way people in Virginia in 2020 fixed it. That's the way I think, but I could be wrong. And if anybody watches this video and goes, look at Misfit, he's calling for... I'm not Nick Fuentes. I'm saying this. This is a very pragmatic and very reasonable call to action that I am suggesting. See, just a bunch of peaceful people with guns standing in front of Capitol saying, stop it. That's me. They don't duel anymore. Maybe. The president can shut down the... I have never heard that. That's... Look, I'm sure that this is not true, but it's also maybe and hilarious. That might actually be pretty hilarious. Dude, imagine this. Look, I'm not saying that this would be something that you should do. I'm saying there would be way more downside to this than there would be upside. It would be hilarious, and theoretically, it could actually be true, right? The president can shut down the post office till the elections are done. No mail-in ballots then. That would be funny. I don't think that you can actually do this, but I wanted to give you kudos for that thinking outside of the box suggestion. Holy shit, it's 8:42. Damn. All right. I went a little I went a little crazy there for a minute. Anyway, here's the breakdown. They stole the election from Spencer Pratt. It is what it is. It is what it is. Crew, New York Times, not going to let us read it. Crew is rescued after U.S. helicopter goes down near Strait of Hormuz. Okay. Not immediately clear what led to the incident, which came when the ceasefire tensions had grown. Okay. You know me, at this point, I'm kind of tired of talking about the war in Iran. Yeah, it is what it is. It'll be over when it's over, and nobody's really dying on either side, really. I mean, well, you know, on one side, yeah. But it's really, it's kind of it's a stalemate right now, and it'll be fixed with diplomacy, or it'll be fixed with a barrage of bombs, and I'm fine with either. I just hope it's over soon. I just hope it's over soon. I gave 6 months. I said 6 months was my thing. I meant it. After 6 months, I'll probably start being like, wrap it up, dude. Wrap it up. I'm tired. Wrap it up. Gas has been coming down, though, so that's nice. All right, Maine state race. Okay, Plattner. Oh, wait, no, this is Maine's Senate race. Yeah, okay. No, it is. It's Plattner. Graham Plattner facing a series of controversies. Look, at this point, if Democrats vote for Plattner, it's just par for the course. At this point, nothing is shocking me anymore. Graham Plattner there could be a video of Graham Plattner setting a baby on fire and kicking him down a stairwell, and the Democrats would probably vote for him because they're a cult, and I'm done having conversations with these people. Again, I'm done. What do you want me to do? Do you want me, like, look, let me explain this to you, because you are not retarded like a Democrat or a woke right? My chat, you guys, the people who watch this show, they're educated. They're not stupid. I can explain this to them. I can't explain it to a Democrat who wants to vote for Graham Plattner or Jay Jones or, James Tallarico. I can't explain it to you. Right? I can sit here all day and I can try, but it would be a waste of both of our times. But I do like explaining it to them. Graham Plattner is he's just a body, right? They don't care. They don't care. He's a number, right? He could kick a on fire baby down a hallway, and some asshole on the internet would try to explain to me why that was a good thing, right? It doesn't matter. There is no line anymore with them. Why do you think I fight so hard against the woke right, the reactionary right, the Marxist right, whatever the F you want to call them? Why do I fight so hard against this? Because just like I told you, what they're doing in California, where it's inch, 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 and eventually mile, it works the same on our side. If we allow this behavior, eventually we will have our own Graham Plattner. We will have our own AOCs, Jay Jones, Joe Biden. We will lose our moral compass if we continue to just look the other way and blindly just ignore the fact that we have a problem. Because if we ignore it long enough, it's not a problem. Right? If we ignore it long enough, we become hypocrites. We become liars. We become the bad guy. And the left already, they already are the bad guy. So what are we going to do? We're going to have two bad guys? I prefer a country where at least one of us is a good guy. So I'm going to call out my own side. But yeah, I'm done explaining to them. I'm done explaining it. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go to like somebody else. I'm gonna be like, you know, Graham Plattner clearly had a Nazi tattoo that he intentionally put on his body, cheated on his wife, speaking to up to a dozen women, multiple women come forward. He said that a Purple Heart recipient for the United States military, a war hero, should have died. He said the Taliban's poor aim is the only reason that hero is still alive, and he's upset about it. He would have preferred the Taliban murdered an American soldier. He preferred that. I'm supposed to explain why those are bad things. I just said them. Any rational, reasonable person would go, those are bad things. Anybody who says, no, they're not, fuck them. No. Why are you having conversations? Why are some of you still having conversations? Call them retarded. Tell them you're an idiot. Feel free to post the evidence as to why they are an idiot, but do not explain things to them like you are in a conversation between two equals, because then you're an idiot. All right? Are we clear? Remember what we're doing here. This is not an educational program. This is a training camp. I'm arming you with the ammunition that you need to put into your weapon, which is your voice, and fire it at people. I'm not giving you peace talks. I'm not writing down a list of negotiations. You are an army. Fight with your voice. All right, 8:50. Let's jump into sore losers. All right, so we'll be talking about this on today's show. This will be more of a focus, but let's listen to AOC 1 minute long.
It already has been a vibe killer because now the city has to shut down all the MSG watch parties that happen outside of the arena that have been the source of like so much fun for everybody.
Pause. These MSG watch parties are the source of like so much fun for everybody. These MSG watch parties, they're like so much fun. They're a source of so much fun. They're fucking source of a lot of freaking broken bones and missing teeth. Source of so much fun. Look, there it is. This is right. Hold on. Chaotic scenes as massive amount of NYPD attempt to disperse crowd of Knicks fans outside Bryant Park NBA Finals watch party in New York City. Let's play it. Who is this? Who is this? By the way, imagine somebody coming up to you in a freaking superhero costume like, hey man, you back up, back up, back up. Dude, what are you doing? I would just get into a karate pose. I'd be like...
Back up! Back up! Back up! This is my city! Back up! Back up!
It would have been great if that guy was like... just like... It's so... Back up! This is my city! Exactly, Spider-Man. You- I'm the unfriendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like he's wearing a cable. Like, look at this guy. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Let's go! Let's go! Everybody,
Okay, so
Both if you're there. So much fun for everybody. Both if you're there.
okay. Hey, thanks, AOC. That looks like a super good time. See what I did there? Super. Oh God, what are we doing here? Yeah, it's Trump's fault. Trump's fault. He tried to because Trump was going to show up because of the heightened security. We weren't going to have our riots, but we did it anyway. I legit called this prior to it happening, but Stephen A. Smith. Oh, it wasn't Spike Lee. It was Stephen A. Smith. That's why I was confused. Two different people, right? Both of them black. Both of them have an S at the beginning of their name. That's not racist. That's just my autism. But Stephen A. Smith said he'd blame you if the Knicks lost. Let's listen to Trump. Let's listen to Trump's response.
It was very enthusiastic.
Mr. President, ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith, who was talking about running for president, said he would blame you if the Knicks lost the game. How do you respond to that?
I think he's a nice guy. But you need a certain aptitude to run for president. You need a high IQ. I'm not sure that Stephen has that. I don't think he does, actually.
I love the way Trump deals with people. Stephen A. Smith said he would blame you if the Knicks lost. I think he's a nice guy. So that was it. No. Bad Moon in the chat says, was that in San Antonio? That, you know what? Actually, right before we get out of here, hold on. Let me make sure I don't. Oh yeah, no. This is Spike Lee. Spike Lee's like jumping on the court like he's in the game. Freaking idiot. Okay. Yes, we got everything. Okay. Real quick. I don't know if you guys know this. I live in San Antonio. I live here. And I was out with my friends the other night. I may have posted some drunk videos on X if you want to go watch them. They're fun. I always leave them up after, no matter how embarrassing they are. I did like a weird clapback. Long story short. So I was in San Antonio. I believe it was Wednesday, because it was karaoke night. Yes, it was Wednesday. I think. I might be wrong. One of those nights. For game one of the finals was in San Antonio. And the Spurs lost. The Spurs were winning at halftime. They were crushing, and the Knicks came back, and it was a bad upset defeat where it was rough. I'm basically in a bar. I don't really care about basketball, but yay Spurs. But I'm telling you, there were so many people there, and the way that it works at the Spurs games is they give everybody T-shirts. Like, they give you color-coded T-shirts, so when you're watching the game, you see the sections. The sections are all colored. And after the game, multiple people came in from that were at the Spurs game. We knew because they were wearing the T-shirts. Not one fight. There were people that were sad. There were people that were a little depressed. But nobody got violent. Nobody flipped cars over. Nobody in San Antonio destroyed any property. It was, we just took our L like adults and we didn't burn shit down. That's because in San Antonio, even though we have pretty liberal, leadership, it's more independent. And we just have a Texas way of respecting property, right? It's just the way that we do things here. I don't think that we would ever start destroying San Antonio. It's so historic and beautiful here. Somebody would get the shit kicked out of them if they tried to mess with any building in San Antonio, because San Antonio is very historic and people love it here. I love it here, even though I live in kind of a liberalish neighborhood. I like it here. I love it here. But yeah, that's the difference. And not tonight, tomorrow night, whenever game 4 is, that's going to be in San Antonio. And I'm sure me and my buddies will probably go out and watch that. And same thing. If we lose, we'll be fine. If we win, we'll be fine. The problem is not like Knicks fans. It's New York. It's the culture of, we get away with so much crime that we can just burn our shit down, and we beat up people and freaking assault people and fuck the police, and that's really what it was. So anyway, let's do some shout outs. Sean Farish is coming up next. Almost every show that I've done lately has just felt like it's just flown by. I'm going to run to work as fast as I can. Not run, I'll drive. I'm going to drive to work as fast as I can, and then I will be back at the 3 p.m. hour for Kevin's show, and I'll see you guys then. Let's go. Don B's Automan reboot. Make sure to like and share this, guys, by the way. Amanda Collins, Bumba, One Sandman, Bad Moon, 001. Thank you. Bye, Zach. Have a blessed day. Winky Nod, Miss Mocha Power. There it is, 9 a.m. All right. Enjoy Ungoverned with Sean. I will see you later this afternoon. Wish me luck. I am going to have to hustle to make it home in time, but I will be here. I'm the boss. I can do what I want. All right. We'll see you later.